we're all fully allocated. So you have to switch from one to the other. I think people will switch, some of their Bitcoin for ETH to play this trade, but it's the institutional flows. I think the big game in town is going to be what is the narrative that BlackRock comes up with. This is the game.
Okay.
I think it's going to be tokenize the world.
Wait a minute, everyone. We all agree that the crypto market never sleeps, but with countless newsletters out there, how do you choose the best one for you? Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In today's video, Raoul Talks gives us his prediction on BlackRock's Ethereum ETF and what we need to understand about the next bull run. Raoul shares his opinion about Michael Saylor's view on Bitcoin, leading the crypto markets and more. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the video.
So look, I don't know, and I'm kind of indifferent. The bigger trade is open, and this will play out. The other thing important to notice is that ETH is a third of the size, and then 20-something% of all ETH is staked. And then there is, if you generate a lot of on-chain activity, you'll end up starting to burn ETH again. So what you've got is actually very limited supply, and most ETH is just held and locked away, either staked or unstaked. So there's very little free float of ETH. So it depends what kind of price action we see. All BlackRock need to do is just add it as part of the portfolios. We've seen this before. So I don't know. Will we? Let's say the Grayscale loses 5 billion. Will we get 5 billion of inflows? Probably. Over what time period? 3 months. That's the point. But your point is also right, is that the overhang, because the GBTC is quite big, that overhang is an overhang, and it will dampen the market. It will confuse people from time to time. But over time, if they can bring more people into the space, let's say Bitcoin is on its way to 100,000, people are just going to look at the smaller price denominator of ETH and say, I'm just going to buy some of that. People are kind of dumb in that respect. They just look at
you say dumb.
So I'll buy more of it. Well, outside of the ETF just gives them the cover to use ETH as their foundational layer for the stuff that they want to do. Because Goldman Sachs is not going to be using the ETH ETF. It wants to use ETH, as does JP Morgan and everybody else, to tokenize assets and do other stuff. What is super interesting to Wall Street is yield. Yield allows you to build products. You can do all sorts of things with yield. You can take the ETH yield and buy call options to give you upside or guaranteed products. You can create structured products. You can do lots of things. So I think that they've always been interested in ETH, and I've said this for a long time, is the ETH yield is the big game in town. Not because it's high yield, but you can do lots of financial engineering once you've got yield. They also all want to build on the technology, whether it's on a layer 2 or on ETH itself, but this is where they're going to start tokenizing a lot of assets. Nobody gets fired for using Ethereum. So,
Yes.
That's a choice. And most of these people have been building, most of the banks have been building in this space and had teams since 2015, 16, 17. So if you think of the technology they've been using, it's generally ETH. So they understand ETH. ETH is the big one. You don't get fired for it. Your board's not going to tell you off. Why did you use some random thing? But we've now got the flexibility of the layer 2s, which makes it cheaper and easier, depending what level of security they need. So look, I think it's a very, very big deal for the financial markets. Much bigger than it is for retail.
The idea of Bitcoin drawing ideas from another blockchain may seem absurd. Bitcoin is the one that began it all. It was copied by and served as the inspiration for Litecoin, Dogecoin, Monero, Ethereum, to name a few. But a lot has changed over the last 15 years. While Bitcoin's dominance has remained constant, The industry has moved past simple buy and hold coins whose profitability is reliant on others buying in. Today, there are numerous ways to deploy digital assets to earn yield, generate revenue, and simply have fun. While much of this innovation has emanated from Ethereum and the multi-token, multi-chain landscape it spawned, the pendulum is swinging back to Bitcoin. Now equipped with its own layer 2s, native tokens, non-fungible tokens, and decentralized finance protocols, Bitcoin has the opportunity to experience explosive growth in active users, total value locked in active wallets. Can Bitcoin replicate the explosive growth trajectory that Ethereum experienced in 2017 and 2020, fueled by the frenzy of initial coin offerings in DeFi? By taking a leaf out of the Ethereum playbook, Bitcoin has the potential to witness exponential growth over the years ahead. If Bitcoin developers were to adopt certain features of Ethereum, could Bitcoin stand on the cusp of a similar parabolic breakout? Current on-chain metrics make a compelling case. The market cap for all BRC20 tokens now stands at more than $2 trillion, an increase of more than 250,000% in less than a year. Meanwhile, growth in inscriptions, the process by which unique assets, such as ordinals, are created on the Bitcoin blockchain, has been equally meteoric. More than 66 million inscriptions have been recorded on the Bitcoin chain to date, with more than 68 BTC spent in fees in the process. That's over $466 million. The total number of inscriptions has doubled since October. It's easy to spot analogies between Bitcoin assets and the ICO craze that saw Ethereum's multi-token era kick off in earnest in 2017.
There's an industry. Crypto is an asset class. There's an entire range of use cases, 24/7 digital trading, digital art, and NFTs, tokens, decentralized this, functionality, DeFi. There's a lot of things that will be considered in a more open light, and Bitcoin will be the leader of the crypto asset class.
He came onto my podcast in 2022 and basically just told me, Raoul, ETH is a security. This is all securities. People are going to go to prison for this. It's never going to happen. He rallied around the cult of the laser-eyed maxis and told them there can only be one God. And here he is coming on saying, complete change of tune is, well, there are many gods, but one God is going to be a bit larger than your God. It is a staggering change in narrative that's come out of him. And it's good to see, because it was unhealthy and toxic, what the narrative was coming out of the kind of Bitcoin hard believers. Bitcoin has its role. It's always had its role. Well, I think it goes to new all-time highs.
Wow, okay, that's big.
Yeah, it's a big move. That's what I think happened. That's what I think is up for grabs here. I've been following this chart for a long time. It has been, we now come into the season where this tends to outperform. It's usually when the ISM is picking up, the altcoin season starts, the liquidity season starts. The banana zone tends to be the period when ETH outperforms. So we're in that zone. It really picks up next year, but starts this year. If you go back to 2020, ETH started basing and then started outperforming from about the summer onwards and really started picking up towards the end of 2020. And then by 2021, it went ETH-tastic. It went into full banana zone. I think we'll see something similar. I also think ETH will underperform Sol. People get confused when he shows.
Well, I want to go there.
You don't like Sol anymore. It's like, no, I think Sol outperforms this. But I think ETH outperforms Bitcoin, and I think it's healthy for the space because it shows a deepening and broadening of the overall space, which is what we want.
Bitcoin needed less than a month to hit new all-time highs earlier this year when a classic on-chain indicator flashed green. Now the same setup is in the process of executing, with clear implications for BTC price strength. Coincidence or price action? Tardigrade queried while presenting the phenomenon. Bull-flagged and MACD bullish cross at the same time. After a breakout to the bull-flagged, $BTC will surge higher. The metric in question is moving average convergence divergence, MACD. On 3-day timeframes, MACD, which measures trend strength, is busy building positive bars after a red period, which began in early April. At the same time, BTC is consolidating within a bull flag, and last time it exited to the upside, along with green MACD, new all-time highs required a matter of weeks. 3-day MACD has long been on the radar for market observers tracking the current Bitcoin bull market. Tardigrade adds to the varied opinions over the current sideways BTC price landscape. Now consolidating below the March highs for nearly 3 months, Bitcoin, some warn, will continue to stay range-bound for weeks or more. That has not stopped sky-high BTC price predictions from making a return, among them a $150,000 target for 2024 by research firm Fundstrat Global Advisors. June, meanwhile, has traders eyeing $85,000 or more. Consensus nonetheless agrees that the most parabolic stage of the bull run has not yet entered. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.